Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the South Carolina Gamecocks Dynasty here on EA Sports College Football 25. We're fresh off the bye week now. 3-3 South Carolina Gamecocks face the 5-2 Vanderbilt Commodores, staying on the road here against a team that's looked a lot better in recent weeks. Winners of 3 of their past 4, including wins against LSU and Kentucky. Vanderbilt no longer the doorstep of the SEC. They're proving themselves to be worthy. So we'll see if the South Carolina Gamecocks, off of 2 straight losses, can get it done here on the road. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like, you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Dynasty Vote content. As it will be the Gamecocks starting off with the football on offense. We'll see how they do. And this offense is coming off a couple of changes. They've made 2 changes to the offensive line, one right there at right guard. Davion Merriman, the Tulane transfer, starting, and Ari Big Hill, the redshirt sophomore, getting the start at left tackle today. We'll see if those 2 moves can help shore up this offense that's been kind of spotty the past couple of weeks. They face an early 3rd and 5 as Reno drops back to throw, fires right side, and he's got Vernon Ryder for a first down. Nice throw. Reno coming off a 348-yard, 2 touchdown, but also 2 interception performance in the loss to Alabama, even though it wasn't really his fault that they lost that game. Nice gain of 6 for Wade Mann. Is on the next carry. He gets a first down. Mann's been absolutely electric again this season. 687 yards, 10 total touchdowns for the redshirt sophomore. 1st and 10, Reno to the right, overthrows his receiver. He had Ted Martino open. Just missed him. 2nd and 10, Wade Mann up the middle. Gains maybe 9.5. He's off to a hot start. Now quickly 3rd and inches. They go right back to Mann, who gets a couple of good blocks from Big Hill, and that springs them to the 13-yard line. 6 carries, 50 yards already for Wade Mann. As he subs out here on the next play, they'll give it to Monty Soro, who gets 5. Soro's been a good change of pace back, 3 touchdowns to his name. And a little 2nd and 5 here. The Gamecocks go empty. Reno to throw, steps up, but actually gets sacked down. Jaquez Leach with his 4th and a half sack of the season. Now it's 3rd and 10 for the Gamecock offense. Reno to throw, fires across the middle, and he's got a touchdown. Ted Martino, the Jacksonville State transfer, in the end zone. And a nice first drive for South Carolina puts them up 7-0. And now we'll take a look at Vanderbilt's offense, led by redshirt senior Jeremy St. Hilaire at quarterback, who's been really good this season for the Commodores. And we're coming off a game where we just got shredded in the pass game. So we'll see if we can stop the impact quarterback. They go to the ground on 1st down. There's a nice tackle for a loss for Derek Vincent Douglas, the Alabama former Crimson Tide. 2nd and 11. There's a nice first completion to number 18, Joseph McVay, redshirt senior with 3 touchdowns to his name this season. As on 3rd and inches, they trust the ground game, and Rhodes will pick up the first down to the 39-yard line. New set of downs here. Bring a man in motion. They fake the pitch. As wants his eyes downfield, but just dumps it off to the pitch man. That is Jeff Bauer, who's brought down after a gain of 1. 2nd and 9. It looks like it's going to be 2nd and 4 now. They get Derek Vincent Douglas on the hard count. We haven't seen that very often. Usually DVD is very aware and, calm on the line. Nonetheless, next play is a play fake dumped off short. This one's a first down for the tight end as he gets Vanderbilt out past the 50-yard line. We saw in last episode in the bye week, Jeremy St. Hilaire is one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC stat-wise this season. So something to be aware of, but right as I say that, there's a 17-yard gain for redshirt junior Roy Drake, and now Vanderbilt goes no huddle. Pitch pass to Bauer, tries to cut it up, and gets tackled quickly down by the redshirt freshman Enrique Leal. 2nd and 10, the motion out the back. Hilaire to throw. Here's some pressure. Finds his receiver and is caught. Holds on to the hit. Now it's 3rd and 4. Quick pass out wide, a first down. Now Vanderbilt has this drive going well. 1st and 10 from the 21. Here comes pressure, and it gets home. Torrey Perkins unblocked, and the true sophomore will have the sack, his 3rd of the season. Now it's 2nd and 16, backing up the Commodores. They hand this one off, and there's nowhere to go, and now they face a 3rd and long. 3rd and 14 for the 25. Throw to right side. This one knocked down by Rubin. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. South Carolina up 7-3, as both teams just had one long drive. And it's been a pretty back and forth affair, but South Carolina now with it in only their second drive of the game. They have it out to the 44 on 1st and 10. Reno goes play fake off the boot. He stops, he fires, he's got Ryder who gets a nice block, and Vernon Ryder is going to get free to the 15. Reno 68 yards passing today. It's a red zone trip here for the Gamecocks. Next play, a handoff to Mann, who cuts it up and has a first down. Goal to go here for South Carolina. Mann second in the country in rushing yards. Now from the 5, he stays in. They give it to him right side, and he's going to outrun the defense to the corner. Touchdown, South Carolina. His 11th total touchdown this season gives the Gamecocks a 14-3 lead. Vanderbilt, with only their second drive of the game. Here's a handoff to Roy Drake, who gains 5 on the carry, and Vanderbilt will push the pace again. Now they face a 3rd and 4. They wait from the signals from the sideline. They give it to Drake on a draw, and he is not going to get there. Inches shy. Vanderbilt will punt. It's a nice stop there for the Gamecock defense. However, there's a nice play in the backfield by the Vanderbilt defense. That's Marcus Dunham, the impact linebacker with the tackle for a loss. Now 3rd and 14 for South Carolina. Reno just dumps it short for Mann, who has to go airborne for it. It's going to cost them a lot of progress, and that's a 3-and-out for the Gamecocks. Both defenses starting to settle in here. 1st and 10. There's an incomplete pass. Pass breakup by South Carolina. 2nd and 10. They set up a screen for Rhodes, and he'll cut it to the middle of the field and pick up 8. Makes it a much more manageable 3rd and 2. Tight end comes across the formation. They give it to Rhodes, and he will have a first down. Dale Rhodes gets the line to gain. 8 carries, 27 yards for him thus far today. As he gets Vanderbilt out past midfield, they give it to Rhodes again for his 9th carry, and he finds about 3 yards of space. 2nd and 7, they go right back to him. He's got to be gassed at this point as he goes nowhere. Nice tackle by Danny Kaufman. Now you're facing a 3rd and 7. To the air they go. Hilaire dumps this one off short, and they will not get to the marker, and that'll force a Vanderbilt punt. They're not going to go for it. Want to give it back to South Carolina. Now they face an early 3rd and 6. Reno right side for Baquette is incomplete. And South Carolina goes 3-and-out again. Not looking very good on the offensive front here in the second quarter. It's on 2nd and 11. There's a pass breakup from Bryce Reeves, and it's quickly 3rd and 11 for Vanderbilt. This one's short, and it's not going to get to the marker as we actually call a timeout here. As I'll take us to the other side of the 2-minute warning now. 1:45 to go. Both defenses looked really good in the second quarter. The Gamecocks with a chance to go get some points here to end the first half. They get a 7-yard completion on 1st down. Now 2nd and 3. They give it to Mann, who will get the first down. Clock will stop momentarily. Gamecocks in no hurry, it looks like. They're going to let it run a little bit. Coming up on a minute 15. Reno just outside the pocket. Tries to dump it for Baquette, but pass falls incomplete. Clock stops at a minute 13. Reno to throw outside with a nice strike. This one's caught by Amari Allgaier. His first of the day, a 15-yard connection. Now the Gamecocks seem like they got something going here. Next play, Reno back to the air, looks right side, and this one's incomplete. 2nd and 10 now, minute 4 still on the clock. Reno back to the air, has nice blocking, and he picks up 7. The whole right side of the line just flattened the Vanderbilt defensive line. 3rd and 3 now. Reno to throw. Dumps this one short for Bennett, who's got some speed. And Mazio Bennett off back-to-back completions. Gets this one to the 2. And now South Carolina will burn their 2nd timeout. Trying to get 6 here to end the first half. They give it to Mann, and he will find the end zone for a touchdown. 2nd of the day for Wade Mann as South Carolina firmly in the driver's seat going into the intermission. Score 21-3. An 18-point lead here for the road squad. It's Vanderbilt. Looks to get their offense on track, but Wade Mann have another good day. 15 carries, 85 yards. It's a 5.7 average, 2 touchdowns for the redshirt sophomore. He has truly become a special player for this offense. Vanderbilt at least starts off with a football to begin the second half at their own 19-yard line. And they'll start on the ground with Darrell Rhodes. He gets a nice running lane here. But unfortunately, it looks like it might be coming back a late flag. They're going to get senior receiver Marquise Barrett Jr. on the holding call. So that'll back him up a yard, a very rare 1st and 11. As St. Hilaire just dumps this one short, but it's incomplete. And Nwuka all over it. 2nd and 11. Play fake, and he gets out of the sack. A free rusher by Nwuka, and he rarely misses those. Luckily, that one's incomplete, as it's now 3rd and 11. Hilaire back to the air again. Short knocked down. That's a 3-and-out for Vanderbilt. Defense came to play today. First drive of the Gamecocks starts to their own 41. A quick pass out wide, but it looks like there's going to be a flag down, as this one will be coming back. Holding call against South Carolina, their first of those today. It's on Davion Merriman, the new right guard, getting the start. Overall, the offensive line has been very good today, I would say. Is on 1st and 19. Man picks up 7. He's out to 93 yards rushing now. 2nd and 12, 2 tight ends in the formation. Reno to throw, dumps it short for McNitt, and he will have maybe 4 yards. Makes it a 3rd and 8. Reno today 10 for 15, 130 yards and a touchdown. As on the 3rd down, he looks outside. He's got a connection to Allgaier, but he's going to be 2 yards shy of the sticks. And South Carolina will punt. 21-3 still your score. Second drives of the second half start here. Here's a nice bubble screen out to Jeff Power. The last week had 8 catches, 121 yards with a touchdown in the win against Kentucky. He's been very quiet today, though. 1st and 10, the Gamecocks sell on the blitz, but a great play by Rubin to make the tackle. That screen had a lot of space if he beats Rubin. But a nice play to make it 3rd and 7, and then Vanderbilt will just run it. And they'll take the 3 points, so 21-6 now your score. As the Gamecocks get the football back, as now they face an early 3rd down as Wade Mann crosses the century mark. They go bootleg here on the 3rd down play. Reno has a man, but he misses him. A little bit of an errant throw. It's another punt for South Carolina as they stay up by 15. As the next drive for the Vanderbilt Commodores, they'll be going backwards. Senior Nate Lamb with a tackle for a loss. Now 3rd and 2 from Vanderbilt after a 10-yard gain. As Hilaire takes the snap, dumps this one short, and it's going to be a 1st down for the halfback, Dale Rose, who's getting the start in place of George Dickens, their usual halfback. 1st and 10, this one's knocked down by Rubin. Doing a good job not letting the defenders get behind him today, as there's another deflection. Now 2nd and 10, Bryce Reeves with a nice deflection. Doing a good job covering the halfback there. As that brings up 3rd and 10, Vanderbilt goes to the draw, and they're not going to get even close to the marker. Interesting call there to end the 3rd quarter as South Carolina leads this one 21-6. What's been a very tame effort from both teams. South Carolina with the football here, 3rd and 8 to begin the opening frame. Reno faces pressure, throws, and he has a man but overthrows him. Reno's missed a couple of big 3rd down throws. There's another one there that results in a punt. Now Vanderbilt will get the football back down by 15 and with a quarter to go. 2nd and 4. Nice pass out to the left side. That one's caught by Joseph McBay. 6 catches, 81 yards for him last week. He's been quiet today. But Vanderbilt's out to the 35 now. But a nice play in the back battle by Sonny Gallen will back that up a little bit. DVD with the finish. Now it's 2nd and 14. And again, Douglas falls for the hard count. 2nd time he's done that today as we keep giving him some free yards. Instead of 2nd and 14, it's now 2nd and 9. Hilaire left side with a nice throw and catch. That'll be a 1st down to Drake with his 2nd catch of the day. So the 21 now. Vanderbilt, they dump this one short. This one's caught. And I think for the first time today, the Commodores have entered the red zone. Gain of 2 out to the 19. Here's a screen. And again, Rubin is all over it. He's played very good today. I think you've seen all that talk about his job being on the line. Now 3rd and 10. A run, and it doesn't even come close. And again, Vanderbilt's just going to settle for the 3. They're just being very conservative here today on 3rd down. It's resulting in field goals. While South Carolina has 3 touchdowns, the Commodores have 3 field goals. So you can't win like that unless you're South Carolina. 21-9 your score. 9 minutes to go in this game. They hand it off here on the first play of this drive to Wade Mann. But unfortunately, it's not going to count. There's going to be a holding call on left tackle Ari Bighill. So both new linemen committing holding calls today. Makes it now 1st and 20. As they will go with a throw out wide. A nice bubble screen here to Ryder as he tries to go airborne. But this play won't count either. They're going to get an ineligible man downfield on left guard John Roundtree. So now it's 1st and 25 for the Gamecocks. Make it now 2nd and 17. Reno brings a man in motion. As he goes to throw, steps up, is going to run for it. And Reno tries to get down, but he actually coughs up the football. And Vanderbilt will be on it. And now the Commodores catch a big break. I think Reno was going to slide, slid a little bit too late, and instead took some contact and coughed up the football. So now you're down by 12. Vanderbilt starting off in plus territory, but going in the negatives. Now 3rd and 5. Hilaire with a nice throw out to the left side to Joseph McBay. We've seen that route work a couple of times today against Deshaun Heap. It's another red zone trip here for Vandy. from the 13. Handoff up the middle, and this one's in the end zone. That's Jeff Bauer with a rushing touchdown, his first of the season, usually out wide on the wide receiver. And Vanderbilt's brought it within 5, 21-16 now with a 2-minute warning. As South Carolina's got to be careful, otherwise you're going to give Vanderbilt a chance. Nice gain on first down, makes it 2nd and 2, and Man's going to be stonewalled. And here comes a big 3rd down. First down ends this game. They toss it out to Ryder, who has the first down. He gets down to end it, but it's not over yet. Another flag on the offensive line, holding against Jason Zandamela. And again, we shoot ourselves in the foot. 3rd and 12 instead. Reno to throw, has a man wide open, but he overthrows him. That would have been 6. Instead, Reno misses. And the Gamecocks have to try a 44-yard field goal. What has been circling wins today. From West Hash, Maurice Atogwe drills it right down the middle. Makes it 24-16. So the Gamecocks can't lose it here. But Vanderbilt could definitely go and tie this one up. First down, that one is dropped. A huge drop by tight end Bryson Coleman. A little bit of first down, a lot more. 2nd and 10 to go right back to Coleman, though, and he catches the 4-yard completion. Vanderbilt goes hurry up now, 3rd and 6. Takes the snap as Hilaire, looks deep left side, and this one's knocked away by Heap. And now the game comes down to this. 4th and 6. Vandy, of course, has to go for it. A failure to convert will result in a South Carolina win. They come out here in the gun, 3 men wide. Hilaire to throw. He wants the deep ball, and he's intercepted. Picked up by Deshaun Heap, and that will do it. Vanderbilt will drop this one, and South Carolina wins 24-16. And what was a pretty, mellow game here in Nashville. South Carolina looked like the better team all day, but they let Vanderbilt get kind of close to end it. But at least they get the victory. Wade Mann, your player of the game, 153 yards rushing, 2 total touchdowns for him, having another stellar season. And just an overall good win for the Gamecocks. They looked solid today. Offense moved the football well, especially in the first half. They did go quiet in the second, only 3 points for the final 2 quarters, but they get the victory over Vanderbilt. Defense played well. I know they gave up 16, but that last touchdown came after a fumble, so we'll cut them a break there. They had a good game overall, stopped Hilaire from really getting loose, and never got beat deep today, which was great for Heap and Rubin. Fortunately, some bad news in the recruiting front. I knew we were late to some of these 4-stars. Well, Shua Liu has locked us out, and the top 4-star we had on our board, Elliot Ostergaard, the cornerback, is going to Tennessee, is committed to the Vols. So the Gym Zone corner will be staying in the SEC, just not with the Gamecocks. Here are your top stories this week, and there's a lot of upsets. Cal knocks off Georgia Tech. Nebraska finally beats a top team. They beat Michigan. Matt Rule finally can beat a top team in the Big Ten. Number 2, Auburn goes down at home to Oklahoma, 24-21. And then Miami doesn't get upset. They actually win their game. So let's see the Week 8 scores. Pittsburgh gets a win on Tuesday, 16-10. And then for the second week in a row, Clemson goes down. They lose to Louisville this time, 27-10. Maryland gets another big win, this time beating Ohio State, despite the Buckeyes having a down year. Florida State over SMU in the ACC. We see Tulane get it done in the AAC on the road against Charlotte. UAB finally gets back in the win column. They blank the Midshipmen 23-0. South Alabama takes care of Southern Miss. And then Kennesaw State with another victory. They're 3-0 in the Conference USA. Purdue gets a victory over Iowa. The Hawkeyes are one of the most disappointing teams in the country this season. Temple gets it done against East Carolina in a close one. Northern Illinois wins their Mountain West debut. They beat Hawaii in Hawaii. Central Michigan over Kent State. UConn gets it done against UTEP. Texas State over Louisiana, 17-15. Toledo puts up 59 on Akron. I think the Rockets might be for real this season. Arizona State over BYU by 6. And then we see Rutgers lose again, this time to Minnesota. The Scarlet Knights have free-fallen out of the rankings. Tennessee gets back in the win column finally with the victory over Mississippi State. They're up to 13. Tulsa beats Army 38-6. Kansas wins the Sunflower Showdown 31-23. And Georgia, what used to be a battle of SEC dominance, they win 35-14. Alabama only 3-4. Auburn, we saw a loss to Oklahoma. LSU gets a nice touchdown victory over San Diego State. NC State up to number 5 now as they beat their rivals in the Demon Deacons. Central Florida gets it done against Fresno State. Bowling Green blanks Eastern Michigan 31-0. Utah back in the win column in a nail-biter. They beat TCU 31-30. The game of the week, the Oregon Ducks go down at home to Washington. The Huskies proving they are for real. 32-29 victory for them. North Texas no longer ranked. They lose to Memphis, who are now 3-0 in the AAC. We saw Nebraska beat Michigan. Arkansas stays undefeated. They beat Ole Miss. The Razorbacks are legit this season, up to number 6. Syracuse, for the second straight week, beats an ACC team on the road 35-17, and now they've graced the top 20. Miami with a victory over Boston College. Jacksonville State gets beat by Western Kentucky, who is now number 8. Stanford gets an ACC win over Virginia. Colorado with a 1-point victory over Arizona. Michigan State over Illinois 16-13. Washington State puts a 42 over UNLV. Marshall beats Georgia State in the Sun Belt. So we see Middle Tennessee with a point victory over Liberty. A lot of close games this week. Not a close game. Arkansas State wins 28-3 over Troy. Indiana goes into Madison and wins 35-14. We saw Cal's victory. Florida is still winless. They lose to Kentucky. They are 0-7. A season to forget for the Gators. Notre Dame up to number 3 now. The victory over Utah State. Penn State gets it done over the Trojans. We see Houston over Cincinnati in the Big 12. Buffalo over Ohio in the MAC. Iowa State over Western Michigan in the Big 12. And then to end the week, Texas Tech gets in the win column finally as they beat their rivals in Baylor. Here are your players of the week. Derek Moffitt, a guy we tried to recruit long ago with 4 sacks in the loss against Kentucky. Then we saw Trevor Grimes' stat line with his victory over Boston College. SEC is Moffitt and Sokovie White of Georgia. Here are your rankings. Obviously, a lot of change at the top with Auburn and Michigan going down at 2 and 3, as well as Clemson falling as well. So some shakeup at the top. And your eyes do not deceive you. Look who is at number 25. The South Carolina Gamecocks are back in the rankings. How about that? We'll see if we can stay there. Big games this week. Washington looks to continue their momentum against Michigan in the battle of top 10 Big Ten schools. Number 1, Georgia heads to number 23, Ole Miss this week. And also in the SEC, Tennessee plays host to Kentucky. And then a rivalry matchup in the ACC. Number 4, Miami faces Florida State. This week, we will head to Norman to face the Oklahoma Sooners, who just came off a big win against number 2 Auburn. We are now back in the rankings, and I'd like to stay there this time. But unfortunately, this Oklahoma team, this is probably the best team we've seen up to this point in the season. I know North Carolina is a rank above us, as well as Kentucky used to be ranked. But Oklahoma, despite being 4-4, they are a lot better than their record states. So we're going to be in for a challenge. We'll see if we can get it done against the Sooners next week. But thank you guys so much for watching this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Dynasty Mode content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.